Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi from Austin, Texas. Hi from my vanity area, aka bathroom. I figured there was no better place than to talk about personal stuff than most personal room in the house. So this video is about my why, and I guess maybe I should be looking into the camera. So this video is about my why, and it's my why about Beautycounter and what I'm doing here, basically. So what brought me to this point? First of all, I'm still a new consultant, so I'm within my first 3 months. This is actually the end of my second month. And, we're supposed to know what we're doing here, why we're here, what our purpose is, and what our goals are. So basically, why I'm doing this is for myself, my children, and for everybody. In 2012, I was diagnosed with an endocrine disease, and before 2012 I did not give any regard to my endocrine system at all. I could not have told you what it did. I could not have told you what, what's regulated, how it's regulated, nothing like that. Endocrine what, But in 2012, that's when all of, the education started happening. And I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. And I think I had been living with that for quite a few years. Some really strange things with my body started happening after I had my first kid. And that was in 2008. And it took about 3 years in order for me to, number one, realize there was a problem, number two, finally talk myself into going to a doctor, and then three, getting diagnosed. And then even after I got diagnosed, I was still having issues. It's a whole treatment plan, treatment process. You have to figure things out. You have to go see this specialist. You have to go see this doctor. You have to do this blood work. You have to wait for the blood work results, and you have to go back to the doctor and this and that. So it took about, 3 years to figure out that I have hyperthyroidism, and it was caused by growth on my thyroid. So it wasn't an autoimmune disease like Hashimoto's or Graves' disease. Those affect the thyroid, but those are autoimmune. My issue was due to growth. So I had little growths on, they call it the little butterfly. I don't know how to go butterfly. On my thyroid gland. And pretty much I was told I had two options. The first option was biopsies once every 3 months. If that comes back clear, then I can go once every 6 months. If like 2 of those come back clear, then I can go every year. And then if, however many comes back clear, then I can go every 3 years, and, on and on. And I had a biopsy done. I had the iodine uptake done. You swallow this solution, then you glow in the dark, right? And then they see like how your body, is the iodine, absorbed? Is it taken in, or does it do nothing? Mine did nothing. It was like, why in the world did you swallow this radioactive stuff? Doesn't make sense. But, so I had the iodine uptake, and I had the biopsies done because they had to figure out, were these cancerous? All of these growths that I had, were they cancerous? That experience was awful. I'm lying on, the bed, the doctor's, patient's bed, right? And, you've got the pillow under your neck, and then they stick this giant needle, this huge, in my throat. So she's got one hand on the needle, and then the other hand is on the ultrasound machine, right? And then she's looking at the monitor to make sure that she goes into, one of those little nodules. And that was done 3 times on each side. Stick a huge needle in my throat, draw out fluid, and then again, and then again, and again, and again. And so then she's telling me I can do this once every 3 months, and once every 6 months, and once every year. And I'm like, forget it, like, I am a mom, like, my attention goes to them. I do not have time to be coming to the doctor and getting this, 18-inch needle stuck in my throat. So, okay, fine. The other option is you can get your thyroid removed, and we will never have to worry about nodules again. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, but you have to take a pill every day to replace the hormone that your thyroid normally makes. And I'm like, ugh, like that's the kicker, right? And, it was sold to me like, oh, it's easy. You just take a pill every morning and, you're good to go. You're fine, and, I was just like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, it's really that simple? I just really take a pill, and I was assured, yes, it is easy. Most people are, their dose is 100, the MCG, it's fine, easy. Okay, fine. So April 2012, I had the surgery to remove my thyroid, and it was a complete thyroidectomy. I don't know if you can see the scar, but it's there. It's pretty faint. The doctor did an awesome job, and it's fine. So I basically now have no thyroid. It's 2016, so it's been about 4 years. Luckily, all of my tests and stuff came back negative, so it was non-cancerous. And, I had asked, every single doctor, what caused this? Why are there nodules growing? There's no family history of thyroid issues. Where did this come from? Help me explain what brought me to this place. And every single doctor said, we don't know, no clue. A lot of it could be environment, but there's no one thing we can say for sure caused this. We just know that there is a, family history aspect to it. And, so, what is a person led to think? If it's family history and I don't have family history, then the other part is the environment, right? So there are things in the environment that caused my super sensitive and your super sensitive thyroid gland, but it caused mine to go crazy. It went all over the place. Every single symptom that you have heard about, read about, that has to do with, thyroid issues, I have had, and it's been awful. My husband was the one that told me to go to the doctor, and this was after my son was born. And just looking back, I just think how ridiculous it was that it took me so long to go to the doctor, but I had just had a baby, and so, yeah, I was exhausted, I figured, yeah, I'm a new mom, you're supposed to be exhausted, But I was exhausted to the point where it was painful. It totally affected my life. I couldn't lead a normal life. So I'm glad I went to the doctor. I'm not glad that I had to go through all of that. And it's awful, and it's an everyday thing that I have to deal with. And while I never gave it a thought before 2012, before 2009, I think about it every day now because it's a part of my life, and it will be for the rest of my life. So my why is to, if I could change anything, it would be that all of these, toxins that I've taken out of my, life now, I wish I had done it sooner. I wish I had not bought into the, commercialism of, things like Clorox bleach, off with their DEET, formaldehyde in laundry detergent, the list goes on and on, right? So I actually have my medicine right here, and it's pretty much, so I take 2 of these every day, and I take 1 of these every day. So that was the easy part, like, oh, it's so easy, right? Like, you just have your surgery, and then you take a pill every day, blah, blah, blah. But actually, I take 3 pills every day. 3. And then, to get to this point where I take 3, it's been lab work every 3 months. So every 3 months, since 2012, I have had to get my blood drawn. And, forget about, being afraid of needles or, oh, I can't do that. I mean, you have to get it done. You have to do it. So that's my life. So my next appointment, is coming up at the end of next month, and I will be again getting blood work done. And that's, then 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So no doctor has been able to give me a definite answer as to where this came from. But I can tell you one thing. I can tell you that it's real. I can tell you that it exists. These issues, when you read something and it mentions endocrine issues, that's me. That's this. That's, there are chemicals and there are products that are known endocrine disruptors. And that's what this is. When your endocrine is disrupted, and when it's angry and it's furious and it's fighting your body, that's what it is. And the fact that companies are allowed to put these chemicals into things that you put on your skin, which gets absorbed, and yes, your skin is your largest organ. The fact that they're allowed to do this and make mega bucks from it is awful. And the fact that the government has not done any kind of major federal regulation about this since 1938, which is before my parents were born, like a few years before my parents were born. The fact that nothing has happened in my parents' lifetime regarding what companies are allowed to put in our products, and the fact that nothing has happened within my lifetime, and I know that there are issues because in my lifetime, this is what I've had to deal with. So, this video is way longer than I anticipated it to be, but, this is what I've been having to deal with, and this is a real thing, and this is something that if it takes me making a switch in, the foods that we eat, if it takes me making a switch in, what I put in my, kids' hair and what I put, on their body, that's what I'll do. I'll switch to safer products, right? That's not that hard. Okay? Yeah, it's pretty easy. So I'm thankful for a company like Beautycounter because they have taken all of the hard work, all of that stuff. They've taken that out, and I'm able to sit back, relax, and just enjoy safe products, which is the way it should be. This is the way shopping should be. You go in, you find a product that you like, for all the reasons that we, shop around for products. But safety should not be one of our concerns. Safety should not be something we have to, make a choice about. It should be safe. It should not be questionable what is in the product. It should not be, there should not be, any kind of hidden ingredients, right? We should know. So that is my why, and I hope you have gained some kind of insight as to the passion behind my story. And when I say, hey, this is important, this is why. It's not something that is made up. It's not something that is, hogwash, folklore, some kind of myth. This is true. This is real life. This is something that I have to deal with every day. And it's not just so easy that you take a pill. It's a struggle. It's a battle. It's a fight. And it's not fair. But, I can't go back in the past. I can't, change anything about the past. The only thing I can do is, change what I do presently and in the future. And that is my goal. That is, that's what I'm going to be doing. So hopefully you found this insightful, and I will talk to you later. Thank you.